Hello, who are you?
Hi, I'm Carlos Nevarez. I am the Chief Technology Officer for BPU Holdings uh, Artificial Intelligence Company in Seoul, South Korea.
Carlos, what is actually artificial intelligence? What does it mean?
Well, for us, it's artificial intelligence is a set of algorithms. It's a set of technologies that is used to learn and to adapt software and the things that software does. In our case, we've added a spin and we call it artificial emotional intelligence, which is the marriage of artificial intelligence with emotional intelligence.
Okay. And how does artificial intelligence works actually? That is quite a big question, but what can you say?
Well, to me, artificial intelligence works by being able to store information, patterns of information, and is able to apply these patterns and this information to problems in the future. With our flavor of artificial intelligence, we also use human emotion to apply and to solve the problems that a normal artificial intelligence would not be able to do.
All right, it's a kind of a copying of human feelings and actions and.
You nailed it, right? It's where artificial intelligence is the synthesizing of computing. Emotional intelligence is about synthesizing human emotion, and so when you bring the synthesis of computing and the synthesis of emotion together, we think that makes for emotive computing, for computing that is more adaptable to how humans really work.
Very nice, very nice answer. Where is artificial intelligence used today, and what you think? Where is it used? Maybe in the future, maybe in the 5 years, 10 years. What do you think yourself?
Well, obviously we see AI being used in many cases. I see it in my living room. I use Alexa and other similar artificial intelligences. My children have an Xbox One and it has Cortana inside of it. My phone has Siri in it, and there are all these different artificial intelligences that are primarily focused on communicating with human beings, understanding our language. And I think that that's really the focus of AI today, because it's being born. I think in the future, I could see artificial intelligence being able to generate code, to create software on its own that today would take a human being, but in the future, being able to teach the AI how to generate code that solves common problems, it's not out of the question. Yeah. And I think that it's both an interesting and a scary proposition to know that at some point the code that we're going to be running in our houses, in our cars, is not code that's going to be generated by human hands.
I remember the Cortana from the Halo video games actually. Kind of a guide.
Yes.
My favorite.
I agreed, right? And I think that the creators of Halo really thought about AI and about its future application, the ability to think, also the ability to degrade and even have a life cycle where the AI feels like it's dying and maybe degrading. So I think that maybe not in my lifetime, but in your lifetime, you're going to be able to see this happen where, the AIs become more human-like.
Yeah, I'm curiously waiting on that. We'll see. What are your company's most interesting projects with AI?
So right now we have quite a few. Over the last few years, we were focusing on political forecasting. Internally, we monitored the U.S. presidential elections, and we accurately predicted the winners. In South Korea, for the presidential election of South Korea, we accurately predicted the winner and the placement of all the 8 candidates, where our margin of error, the largest margin of error, was only 2%. So we were very accurate. We were also very fast, where many of the polling groups released their results many days after the election. We released ours the morning before the election, to show that we were indeed predicting who the winner and the number of votes the winner was going to get. And we were able to do so very accurately. So the reason that's important is not so much because we predicted it, but because we were used very small amounts of data, whereas today many people are focused on big amounts of data. We focused on narrowing the data set, and we did it, and it worked well. We're using it for medical applications. So we're working with doctors and professors at the University of Arizona, and there we're working on creating an operating system for AI. We're also working on creating applications that the doctors can use with their patients to help them monitor the mental well-being and the emotional well-being of their patients, not just the physical well-being.
Can you repeat that all?
Yes.
Okay, next question. How do you think AI will affect the future's work lives of people? Will it be creating new works, and will it eliminating some of them, of course? But what do you think?
Well, I hope so. I think that when with every evolution in human technology, whether it's the printing press, whether it was a steam engine, all these things, every time breakthrough happens in technology, some tasks are done away with. But I think in every case, we see a much better world evolve from getting rid of those tasks. So I'm not really worried that at some point the machines take over and we lose our jobs to a machine. I think that human beings are very adaptive, and we just move on to better things. So I do believe that, and I hope that there is a future at which the machines make some of the things that we do today obsolete, so we can focus on other better things as human beings.
Wow. Carlos, do I have to understand that you don't believe Terminator?
Well,
yeah, it's a tough one. Who knows? But
hard to predict. I think many very, very smart people, certainly I think they're smarter than me, think that is a possibility. That given the chance to evaluate the human condition, that the machine is going to assume or to get to the conclusion that we're definitely broken.
Or overrun us.
Correct.
That kind of.
So it does create a bit of a quandary there, a bit of a paradox, but we're attacking it from a different perspective. Our approach to teaching the human emotion is not so the machine can feel, but so that the machine can recognize the emotions in humans and helps us deal with them. Is it possible that one day they can use that emotion to emulate emotions themselves? It's possible, but I think given the possibilities of a future with more computers that are more affectionate, that they may have sympathy and empathy, I think that's all good.
All good. Very good ending. Last question. Summarize your message about artificial intelligence to the world.
So today I would say that artificial intelligence is a lot about algorithms and about formulas and data and things that are together are still very mechanical in nature, and not necessarily, we're not talking about sentience, about a brain that actually spontaneously comes up with thought and ideas and can feel. That's many years in the future, but I would hope that as scientists, as computer scientists, that we would all look forward to the day when we can let these machines that operate so much faster and so much more predictably than humans help us get rid of some of the problems that we can't get rid of because we get tired or bored. And I would love to be able to apply computers to those tasks and free our minds to think of better things to solve.
Thank you very much, Carlos. That was an honor and intelligent conversation.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.